Let's go! Welcome to the show. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause it's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Let's get the topic straight. Let's get things good. Let's do everything that we should. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's get the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. Okay, what's going on, everybody else? Basically, this is a special show tonight. I really want to thank everybody out there who are, who give me the time and your eyes, your ears to listening to something. This is one of those special Project Open Mics. So again, I've already started a chat on live and also on Temper FM, but welcoming everybody else from Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So hope everybody having a good night. Now, I want to this basically was compelled, and some people sending me emails and they wanted to talk about it. So I just gonna put this all together. So give me a second right here, and let me just bring down the music into this. It's funny enough, my aunt and my aunt was like, she's like, what would have happened if you didn't do music or architecture or something like that? Maybe you'd have been a journalist or something. Hopefully a journalist with integrity, of course, it would be. And put me on the screen right there. Good evening. Hope you guys are doing good. And same thing asked for a couple people in the past, actually the same thing too, if it was just me to be journalist or something. Some people are like, well, you wanted to run for politics? Like, nah, I don't want to run for no politics, no governor, because of all stuff like that, because that's a dirty game. I don't want to be a part of that. So that is definitely not where I'm coming from with this at all. But tonight, I just want to go through what I'm stating in this right here. And the problem is the news media. You've heard me said multiple times that every news media spins everything from your Fox to your ABC to MSNBC to your New York Times to everything. They spin it. I always say get multiple sources. Now, in the last 5 years, news media has come to me. I'm sorry, majority of them has come trash and unworthy. I will, for those who could get the link, because it's sometime, but I'll put it in the description box. I'll try to see if I can find it and put it in the description box and whatever. But if not, go back to the last side chat, which was, let me just double check before I get into this conversation to have some stuff. Go back to side chat 40. Go back to Project Open Mic episode 54 and Project Open Mic episode 53. If you have the time, go back to those. You see more of what I was talking about. But I'm gonna go in a certain way of talking about these things. So tonight, like I said, the media. I always said you gotta take it great. If something super major happened, relax, wait about 72 hours. Majority of media, basically like 75% of the media is wrong. Initially, take about 40 to 72 hours to figure out what's going on and then you roll with it slowly. You go with it. That's what you do. But that is my best advice to you. Okay? My advice to you. So people could get this, understand this setup. Of course. So with that said, we're gonna go through a cluster of nonsense. Now, this is not for children. I'm putting it out. There's gonna be some cursing in this for straight up show because I gotta play some stuff that you could hear things. Okay, hear things. Now, a major thing happened last week, Friday. The Rittenhouse case came out. Not guilty of all 5 counts. Now that I also found out more about, again, I looked at the trial, but I found out more. So the one thing I thought that he would have got, just to be honest with anybody out there, I thought he would have got caught up was with the whole gun being under 17. He didn't cross over. He did not cross over no state lines. He didn't do none of that stuff. That was not done, okay? That was not done at all, okay? So that was not done at all. So but he was 17 at the time, a couple months, like I think it was 3 months from becoming 18. So people thought that was a charge, whatever. And I thought, okay, that's what it would have been. What I found out was that those were charges that was thrown out. So they only had the three other things to judge him on. So 2 of them was dropped and thrown out because it couldn't prove, because it was a lot of stuff. That's the best way. The best thing I always tell anybody: go and watch the trial. It's a lot of things, but if you watch the trial, you find out a lot of stuff. That's why I said about the whole thing. I'm gonna use one of my old videos to show you what I was talking about with that. So I'm gonna talk. So I thought that was the only thing that he was gonna get thing, but come to find out, that's was thrown out. So that's the only thing I thought. Everything else, true to the trial, was not. Let's put it this way: it was just thrown out, and he was acquitted from all 5 charges. Literally, was 3 charges, but those 2 was thrown out already. So that's what make it like, oh, okay, I get it now. Why that happened the way it's supposed to happen. Give me 1 second because I want to use a video just to make sure. So I have that, and I have that. I want to use a video that I have just to make sure that people understand this. Let's go right there. Okay, so I'll stop it there. Okay, because I want to get all my ducks in a row when I'm talking about this thing. I got a lot of stuff to go through, so let's go through most of this stuff. Okay, so first of all, there's a lot of media that got things wrong, and there's a lot of people who have said some stupid stuff. One of the things is, I don't be on Twitter. Twitter's too much of a cesspool. It's bad enough. I'm on other, Facebook and other things, but sorry, Twitter's a cesspool. I will implore you to just get off of it, because you're getting the hot takes of some trash people these are people who not watched the trial, seen the trial, do not the trial. They get any news from the media, and they get any news from other people, and they just regurgitating all the stuff that is not correct. That's point blank. That's why I'm doing this show, because a lot of people email me through projectoprahmike@gmail.com and ask some questions, and I say, I best just do a video about it. It'll be easier. So here's a video to you guys. Right now, we got about 20,450 people watching live between all separate stuff. I started on temporary FM already, then live, then then basically Twitch, and then now of course Facebook and YouTube. Of course, I know Facebook, YouTube don't give me the best amount of stuff, but hey, and then we're gonna expand to more stuff, like I said, like a Rumble and BitChute and all the videos that we can to get across the platform. So we're not getting most of the numbers from just one intermittent spot. We get from diverse medias. That's what I have. Excuse me. Anyway, so in this situation, we're gonna talk about that. I think I want to end it off with a little joke at the end, just so you don't be all hard and like harsh on this. Because again, I'm not doing a show Thursday, so this is your Thursday show for Project Open Mic and your side chat all combined, so you guys can get about this. Okay. Anyway, so let's go into what's going on. So last year, there was a man called Jacob Blake. Now, the news media, a lot of news media said it, and I said it in the video and everything. They're like, oh, this big guy trying to kill. No, he's alive. He's alive. Now, what a lot of people don't understand about this, and again, if you're a criminal or you're a bad person, but if you got shot innocently by not doing nothing wrong, even though you have a bad past, you should get a bad past. That means you shouldn't get killed. You should get your justice. Okay? Point blank, period. That's what I'm with. Okay? That's what I'm with in that regard. Now, if you're doing something bad and you have a bad rap that kept on, make me think, why are you going to do something so stupid? Now, he has a sexual charge, a felony against his baby mama. He also has a, what do you call it? He also has a, what do you call it? Sorry, I got so much stuff in my head that I want to go with. Basically, he has a she had a restraining order against him because, you know, according to the baby mama Jacob Blake, she abused him and beat her in front of her kids. She's not a part of, she didn't like that. So of course she went to the police, which I always tell people, if you actually have abuse, actually have rape, all that stuff, go to the police. Don't wait. Don't whatever. And if you might not get the justice you want that day, go to the police, get the test, get everything, because rather you have, it looks more credible you went and got that and had a report than this always happened, you never did nothing. It sounds like you're making stuff up or whatever. Okay? I've talked about it on this podcast multiple times. Do that, please, ladies, because there's a lot of women out there who do false reporting that hurts the women who do get really good through that stuff. And that's not good. That's not good at all. But I also said for those women who do that, yeah, there should be false charge and all that stuff if they found out you lied. Okay, you should be accountable for making stuff up. Point blank period again too. That's how I see it. All right. So let me get rid of this screen right here. So I have that. Okay. Then we have a situation now where he went in the morning. He's a restraining order. He knows he has a restraining order. He went in the morning, got into the house with the baby mother. She called the cops. He went and put the boys into the car. And I'm going to play stuff so you can see that I'm not, bullcrapping this stuff. Stuff in the car. All right? The car was not his. The car was the baby mother who rented. They did tussle with Blake. He didn't want, they did tussle with Blake. Blake did not just relax, let it be. He got tasered. He pulled the prongs out. Sometimes the tasers don't work on certain people. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. There were people shouting and telling him, dude, stop resisting. Black people around him said, stop resisting. You got multiple cops telling him, do whatever. He's ignoring the warnings and all that stuff. Bad idea. Bad idea. Just saying that. That's not something you're supposed to do. He walked around. She shouted out outside of the house. The baby mama shouted out, said, he got my keys. He's going to take the car away. The car was not his. So he was going to jump in the car and take it away. It's kind of weird. Of course, He got shot in the back when he went inside the vehicle. And according to the cop, I'm going to say, according to the cop, reached for a knife after he dropped another knife that he had before when he had tased. Because he had knives. But a lot of the news media say he didn't have knives. He didn't have no knife. Okay. So let's just go and now I want to just bring up that situation. I got a bunch of stuff, so I will have to go through. Not there, not there. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Protesters took to the street last night. They dispersed this area after remaining civil. At around 10 o'clock, you take a look behind me. There's still some safety precautions in place. You see the fence. You see the boarded up windows here at the courthouse. But the National Guard that was so present and visible yesterday has not been seen yet this morning. Somewhat of a police presence here. Road closures are still in place. Now, back to that new audio. There is some new audio between Blake and investigators that happened during an interview shortly after the shooting of Jacob Blake. And some of that audio is some of the evidence that prosecutor says was used to justify the actions of the police in the shooting of Jacob Blake. Take a
Before we go there, I also want to state something as well, too, just to make sure that people understand that. I want to this. There's something that they're gonna say, which I don't go with. 7 shots? No, I'm not. I think that's a little excessive. So I think excessive force is that. I am not blindly defined. I think excessive force is that whatever. So I think excessive force should have been a thing in the lawsuit or whatever it is in the crime. Funny enough, he broke stuff and friendly, whatever. He didn't get charged. So if he did all that stuff and Blake didn't get charged, because now he's not a threat, then the cop is the same way because of that. But excessive force, yes, should have been one of the things they should have hit on. Okay, let's get back to the video now. Just making sure to let you know that where I stand. I'm not agreeing to that part. The excessive force. Should he got a shot? Yeah. Should he got a shot a lot of times? No.
listen.
Yeah, it was on the floor.
I was on the floor? Where on the floor?
Like kind of damn near under my car.
Oh, okay. When did they get there?
Because I told you when they first grabbed me, they grabbed me on my arm. I took it out of my pocket and I dropped it.
Oh, okay.
So Jacob Blake is talking about a knife that the DA says he admitted to having. This audio, new this morning, just a small part of one of the interviews Blake did with investigators here in Kenosha. There were a total of 3 interviews, and this evidence is part of what District Attorney Michael Gravely said a jury would have to examine from Officer Rustin Shesky's perspective when trying to determine if it was justifiable to shoot Blake 7 times. Well, the DA announcing that the officer acted reasonably in self-defense and that the officers in question did not break the law after the DA says he considered several things, including this, whether Blake was armed, which we are hearing Blake admit in that audio that he was armed with a knife. Now, Gravely says when Blake was approached by police and refused to drop the knife being talked about, Officer Shesky pulled out his gun as Blake opened the driver's side door and turned toward Shesky with a knife in hand.
Officer Shesky says, I don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to hurt the child? Is he going to take off in the vehicle? Are we going to be in a vehicle pursuit with a kid in the car?
And that's when the DA says it was justifiable for Shesky to shoot Blake 7 times based on his training to shoot until the threat stops. Now, some other factors included that were considered included whether this was a response to a domestic abuse situation because police officers respond to those types of situations differently. And the DA explains that this was because the mother of Blake's children called 911 pleading for help that day. Now, Blake's attorney reacting to this decision saying, quote, this further destroys our trust in the justice system, end quote. The DA also saying that Jacob Blake will not face any charges in this incident. And we know this morning that the officers involved remain on administrative leave right now.
Okay. So just laying it here. the evidence, his stuff, who had a knife. A lot of people say that's another thing that the media always say, oh, he didn't have a knife. Jacob Blake said he had a knife. Just saying. I'm pointing out to that. So, of course, because white cop shot a black man. Again, Michael Craig, people, Michael Craig. Google Michael Craig. That situation. A Hispanic man shot a black innocent man. Media don't want to talk about that now. I'm gonna talk about that man lost his life. Sorry, and his kids. That was just messed up. Nobody want to talk about it. Spanish man shot a black man. Crickets. Nothing. A black man who didn't have no priors, had nothing. Gone. Everything. Jacob Blake had priors, has felonies, but no. And the father and uncle for him.
Piece of loser.
Y'all are that because I don't like the way y'all do stuff is messed up. Again, look, and I'll get to the men. Hey man, I got a question for you out there. If you're gonna have children with mothers and everything like that, right? I'll say this. If you choose to walk away from your children, I'm just stating this out. You choose to walk for his children. Now, innocent man got hurt, all the stuff, I get that. But if your child does something great or bad or whatever, and you can see you could make money off of it, whatever, stop. That's the mistake. Tyshawn Lee, that was despicable what happened to him. His mother was that. She got money, all that stuff. So here comes the father back in. It's like, because of the father's the reason why Tyshawn Lee, a 70-year-old boy, got executed because of his father. Now he's like, oh yeah, saying this, and this, so he could get money because the mother was getting the mother, and the mother was a piece of crap person too, because what she did after her son got killed was horrible, just bad. But don't do that, all right? If you dusted yourself and walked off the way, leave it alone and stop trying to get money from that. That's despicable. I think you as a father that does that is, in my opinion, is basically the situation of
piece of loser.
So we got that. All right, let's keep on moving. So with that comes now the Black Lives Matter situation. All right, Black Lives Matter came into Wisconsin, and the problem what I said before, I've said multiple times, I have nothing against the phrase, the organization not good, and people use the whole Black Lives Matter to, how should I say, they use that to get it, to do horrible stuff in the name of that. There's a lot of white people who are horrible people, which I'll show you, but I want to play a little clip that the horrible things got into the Black Lives Matter thing and caused anarchy, caused problems, caused things. It was never a peaceful protest. I respect peaceful protests, but riots and stuff like that, no, I don't. No, I have not. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, that's why I'm not gonna stand behind that. Okay, not at all. So let me see. Let me get. I want to go and make sure I got this thing to play, because it's basic audio, but it speaks on what I need to. Give me a second here. Let me make sure I got it.
Chemical agents were.
Okay. So I want to just say, so they had riots, not for 1 day, 3 days. They had riots before the National Guard come in and shut most of the stuff down, like you heard in the report before when they said the National Guard came in and everybody dispersed and everything. Okay, which I think should have happened, but anyway, just like Seattle would have had 106 nights of riot, and they try to do stuff, but no insurrection in that one, right? News media, January 6th, insurrection. Okay, but the other one where they hold police officers, hold people inside the building, throwing Molotov cocktails inside the building, that's not an insurrection. Got it. Right. Just making sure I know where my boundaries are at. So here's a black bishop, Black Lives Matter. He was there in other thing. He got sprayed with of course. Let me see. I'll play this for you.
Oregon, was caught in the face and took bear spray to the face when he was trying to counsel the groups and bring them together to discuss their differences. And a black speaker, a black woman who wanted to speak in favor of the police, was splashed with a huge amount of human urine by a white man. Black woman drowned in urine by a white guy screaming Black Lives Matter.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
See how crazy that is? You see how crazy that is? A black woman got hit with that, and by a white man who says Black Lives Matter. See how crazy that situation is. That's what I'm talking about. And also, I don't have the clip because my phone had messed up, and I don't think I have the clip somewhere around here. But there was another situation where I don't think I have that clip. This is the one you heard me talk about multiple times, and I just wanted to see if I could find it. But I don't think I have it. I don't have that one. Yeah, it's not. Where a black man who was protecting his shop, and I'm going to show you some of the damage that happened in Kenosha, was protecting his furniture shop because that's his livelihood. They put cement inside of this, inside like a McDonald's kind of like cup or whatever cup it was, those drink cups, so they could walk around with it. And they hit it against this black man, left this 60-something-year-old, I think it was 65-year-old man on the ground, bashed him against his jaw, in his jaw, broke the man's jaw. Black kids, a black youth did that. Left the man there until people came to help. Okay? That's crazy as well, too. We want to talk about that. So it was not a peaceful protest. Okay? It was peaceful protest means you go down the street, don't say what you got to say, don't start nothing. And I will feel more because I've seen people like say, yo, like the Nick Sandman thing, when Nick Sandman, the media did him wrong, and he was like, and Nick Sandman did exactly right when he just stayed still, and people thought, oh, he was being an a-hole to the Indian guy, Native American. No, he was not. He was just saying that because he's like, why did you come up to me? And when the kids were starting, and when the other kids were starting to say, yo, well, he said, yo, stop, don't do nothing. That's what you're supposed to do in the protest. If you see something going like that and whatever, you stop it, or you just say, yo, you messing our situation, or just separate yourself. That's not us. That is not us, whatever. That needs to happen. Okay, so that's what's going on in Kenosha at the time. Okay, remember, Black Lives Matter said by the white man dousing a woman with urine. Yeah, black woman too. Again, same thing with a black man who got his jaw broken. Oh man, sad story. So we go in with that situation. So I'm going to bring up another situation. So it devolves from there. Literally does. It literally does. I'll play this part right here.
By peaceful protest of his cars were torched. But first, the facts. The facts. That night, Kyle Rittenhouse was asked to be there by the owner of a car lot in order to protect his cars, after 100 of his cars were torched the night before by peaceful protesters after police had abandoned the town to rioters. Apparently, the car lot owner didn't think it was very peaceful of the rioters to set all his cars on fire for some reason. And it turns out all 3 men that Kyle shot were violent rioters. Oh, and they were white, not black.
Yeah, that's the important. I just let you hear the audio because here's the thing. It's funny because when they got into the, I'm gonna show you. When they got into the courthouse, boy, the courthouse. Okay, that's why I say you got to watch the trials because it shows so much stuff. Give me a second here, and I'll show you the damage they had too. There's so much people on the prosecution side that was who put that team together? That team was a bad team. I'm sorry. The prosecutors had no case won, and they really throw crap against the wall to make anything stick. anything that stick, which is ridiculous. So here you go. This Kenosha News. So they had this. So of course they were saying, "Hey," it was not Kyle by himself. It was a bunch of groups that came together who also had this stuff, and they were protecting their city. This is the third day of rioting. Remember that, like I just stated there. And so both of the guys said, "Oh, we never asked nobody for help." And of course, the court, the defendant was like, "Yeah, but you're in the picture with the guys." There was a black man, which you can't see in this one here, and everything. There were different types of guys who had guns. There was a black man that had guns and everything like that. Okay? There are people in there. There are people who have guns. So I like how the testimony, like the owner claims he never asked for anybody's help, but he was in the picture with the guys. Funny how that works out. Again, once you get that, yeah, on the court, he's like, "Yes, we did." So he said they tried a lot and get out of it too. But hey, but let me just show you a little bit of the damage that happened. This is the damage that happened downtown, destroying cities. Buildings here, all this down here. Buildings here, buildings here, buildings here. Ransacked, destroyed. Different places. You can see right here, there's no thing, and I will show you a part where the aerial view, how many buildings got this, it was just, they did thousands of damage. I mean, they devastated this part here by the railroad, this building, they destroyed that utterly. All right. So they wanted to stop most of the problems in that regard. Okay. Now, there was an altercation. As Kyle has a video he did his interview. Go check it out. I think he did a good job of explaining stuff that he didn't know what a mission. I'm gonna play parts of it. He didn't know what a militia was because he wasn't a part of that. It was just a bunch of groups to say, "Hey, let's protect our city." Again, remember, he did not cross the state line. 1, with a gun. That's false. 2, he works there. And he has family that lives in Kenosha. And it's like me saying I went from the distance was like 10 minutes. So yeah, the state line was whatever when he used to go with stay parts with his mom, but he worked in Kenosha and his father was over there and he had family over there. He stayed over there with those guys most of the time as well. So that narrative, no. And it wasn't him by himself went out there and did that. It was a bunch of guys went out there after the dealership and some of the business owners asked him, "Hey, can you just go around whatever?" Cal was basically cleaning up graffiti that day. He ushered in a lot of people going to trial. He helped people, rioters, as you can hear him say. I was helping people who were mostly rioters, not the people who were the BLM, whatever, people like peaceful protests. No, he also did it himself in that regard. And he saved a place. You saw that damage I just showed you. Rosenbaum and all the people, the BEP, they lit a you call it, a dumpster on fire, and they chucked a dumpster and pushed it towards a gas station. And it hit one of the pumps and stuff like that. But thank God he didn't get, that thing didn't explode and do horrible damage. But again, those are things that you don't hear unless you're in the case and you watch the trial. Now, point taken, people are like, "Oh, he should have not been out there," and all this stuff. I get that, but again, him and other people, that's why I'm showing this picture here, other people were out there. It was not just him by himself. It was majority of people. There was a group of people out there making sure everything was good. Had an EMS kit, to help with CPR, Band-Aids, and again, washing off the thing. I showed that how that situation went out. Okay, so let's go to, so we have that. Now, I want to bust another little thing. Because for some reason, the media is just like, "Oh, the black lives, blah, 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 blue, 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 Black Lives Matter and everything." Okay, everybody has narrative that, "Oh, these people, shoot black people." Cal did not shoot no black person. So that's the part that puzzles me when people's like white supremacists and all stuff.
He shot 3 white guys. What the hell are you talking about? He ain't shot not a black person at all. And they attacked him. Okay? Rosenbaum, when I see people like, I'll say this right here. I've said it in my show, so I'll say it. I want to show you the Rosenbaum guy, the people like, oh, I pray for his family and all that stuff. Like, no, I pray for the victim. I pray for the family of him, the victims of his family, that what he did, because he did some horrible stuff. Horrible stuff. And nobody wants to talk about felonies and stuff that despicable. And I'm going to show it on the screen as well, too. But let me show you again why I say the news media is what it is. Now I'm going to play a little clip from the show that I told you about, my show that I did. Okay? Let's play that part, because you're going to see you got to get different sources. That's why I said to make your judgment. That's what I did. Okay, so I'm going to play a clip from Project Over My episode 53. It's Justice or It's Just Us. Listen to this one.
Judge snapped at CNN.
All right. Thank you, Dan. Just to give you an example of this, how the situation is.
34,000 views. Legal expert Kyle Rittenhouse trial judge statements call into question possible bias. The judge snapped at CNN because he's like, I'm doing everything by the book. Why are you yelling at me? And this is what they do. This segment from MSNBC is truly crazy. Let me play a little bit real quick.
Today is day 6 in the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, the Illinois teen who killed 2 people and wounded a third during protests after the death of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
First of all, Jacob Blake didn't die, but again, this is the news, so that's why I said again. See how the news don't do their own, they do not do their check. They don't do their check. That's why I was saying that. But this is MSNBC, which MSNBC falls so far in my eyes after what they did. So I can't say nothing.
Last year, jurors heard from the lone survivor, Gage Grosskreutz, who was training to become an EMT and was providing care to anyone who needed it.
So was Kyle. There's pictures of him doing the exact same thing and videos doing the exact same thing, but you wouldn't put that in the situation.
I'm gonna pause right there and say, according to the actual trial, if you watch it, Kyle Rittenhouse was doing the exact same thing.
He was.
And several witnesses have testified that Kyle Rittenhouse was there with a medical kit, saying he was an EMT, whether he was or wasn't. I know he was a lifeguard, and offering medical care to everyone, including the rioters. You see how they don't include that?
That deadly night in Kenosha, Grosskreutz came across Rittenhouse after he had shot and killed Joseph Rosenbaum and was about to kill Anthony Huber. Grosskreutz acknowledged that he was armed with a pistol, but says his hands were raised when he was shot by Rittenhouse.
Lie.
And I'm going to prove he's correct, and I'm going to prove that because we're going to listen to the actual trial.
That's crazy, isn't it? That MSNBC put out that statement. This guy just lied. Grosskreutz did not testify that he had his hands raised and then was shot. Isn't this insane? Here's a ABC News. Come on, let me give you some mainstream media sources. Shooting victim says he was pointing his gun at Rittenhouse.
There you go. There you go. And to prove the point, let's actually hear the trial of the person. Listen to what the person says. This is to the person as he says. Okay. And this is if you go on the memes, it's a meme because this is the prosecutor's star witness. He survived. He know about this. And even the prosecutor was like, he facepalm because he know what the heck. This is so his actual trial. What happened in the trial. And you see what MSNBC did by lying, like Tim just showed.
That's a photo of you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. That's Mr. Rittenhouse?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you'd agree.
See, it might not be the best thing. He had his hands was not up. He pointed a gun at Kyle. Kyle was on his back, sitting down in that position. But they never played the video true because that's after, before he got shot. Somebody came, the other person came and hit him across the head with as a base with the skateboard. But anyway, I'll let you go.
Your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And once your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, that's when he fires his gun. Yes?
No.
Sir, look, I don't want to. Does this look like right now your arm is being shot?
That looks like my bicep being vaporized, yes.
Okay. And it's being vaporized as you're pointing your gun
Vaporized. These young kids. But anyway, sorry.
directly at him. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so when you were standing 3 to 5 feet from him with your arms up in the air, he never fired, right?
Correct.
It
Okay.
wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
I'm Yankel.
Okay? That's what you heard it. He said correct. That's what they're not gonna let you hear.
It said that you were looking for a non-lethal way to end this interaction.
That is correct, yes.
Yet you pulled your gun out and began, I'm going to use the word chase. You began chasing or running after a man who was running away from you, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, there you go. That's what he said. Understand. And that's when the guy put his hand like, oh no. That's what he said. Understand. Okay? And I want to play another little tidbit here, because the nether star, so that was the star witness for the prosecutors. Let's go to another another person and what he did. Another person. What he did. Okay, he perjured himself on the stand. I'll show you, and I want to show you what people using the meme at the time. But he perjured himself on the stand. Again, funny how these things work, don't it?
But when he was asked about this post, he said this.
He didn't say that to you.
He never said that to me.
You just posted something about your friend, your roommate, that was a lie.
I did.
This post right here is you equating something that Mr. Grosskreutz said to you.
I lied. He never said that. Those words have never came out of his mouth.
All right, you heard that. Again, you go back to the channel, like I said, because I can't keep up. I have to figure out other ways to keep like the past stuff. That's why I used to put the project over, because I use YouTube as the backup most of the time, because Project Temporary FM, basically they get rid of videos because it's more of an audio situation than that in podcasting. I'm looking at ways to have back up the shows and stuff. I'm looking into Rumble and everything else to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do. But for now, that's where I got this stuff at. I also found myself, funny enough, let me give you a second. Let me help you out again. I found another. This is why the case fell. This ain't no justice. This is why the case fell. They had bad. These are all witnesses. Okay? All these are witnesses. Hear how this, you heard. Grosskreutz video. Have him. He that's when Kyle shot him. Because he did that. The other guy lied his pants off. Oh, you lied. Yeah, understand did that. You think that's a good thing to do. You purchase to understand. Great job, moron. Great job. Great job. Great job. But I want to show you one more thing too. When the prosecution tried to coerce a witness. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I gotta play this because it is like, again, it's like, what the heck? So let me play that for you because it is hilariously why this is what it is. This is again another witness. So you have two witnesses. The star witness already done said, give them what it is. That's what literally that's where the case fell apart more than it is. The star witness fell apart. The other witness perjured himself. And here's another one. Let's take a listen carefully, please. Okay? Take a listen carefully. Prosecution asking, this is their witness asking about this. You won't.
Mr. De Bruin, you said there was a lot of tension in the room when you met with me and Mr. Binger and Ms. Beasy.
Yes.
Is it fair to say that you were very nervous?
Yeah, absolutely.
And we did have you read over your statement, right?
Correct.
And we asked if you knew anything beyond that statement.
Correct.
We didn't ask you to change it.
Yes, you did.
Stop talking, go to jail.
That was for the Kyle.
And we did have you read over your statement, right?
Correct.
And we asked if you knew anything beyond that statement.
Correct.
We didn't ask you to change it.
Yes, you did.
No, son of a bitch!
That's the third witness. You changed. Yes, you did. You changed. I'm laughing because, again, I can't help it. This is how stupid this thing is. This is just how dumb this is. That's what you heard. That was somebody else's clip saying that, but it's a meme. But you tampered with the witness. You tampered with evidence. Good job, prosecutors. Good job. Good grief. So that's why he got a. That's why he's not guilty. All witnesses basically was the person himself. They basically, when they told the truth, which Grosskreutz did, and the other guy, you told me to change it. There was no case. That's the sad part. There was no case. It was self-defense. Sucky as it was self-defense. It's bad. God. But the media, oh, no. They don't want to let that go because we got to keep it. Joy Reid with her stupid self. Oh, it's white supremacists and all this nonsense again. Stop that. Stop doing that. Look, I don't care what color the person is. They're crap. Look, they're, how much, let me put a main screen. You've seen, I was just going to say this before we continue. They're good black people and they're bad black people. They're essy black people and they're great black people. They're good white people and they're bad white people. They're essy white people and they're great white people. They're great Hispanics and they're shitty Hispanics. And you get my point. I judge people on a personal basis. Now there are, sad to say, generalizations. Of course, black people could show up late sometimes. That's a generalization. There are black people that they are the thing, a negative one. All black people are angry. or most guys are violent, but they also they are good. Black people are athletically superior in most cases to a lot of other races. That's good. There are Mexicans there are Hispanic that, you know what? They do horrible things. MS-13. Oh, you don't want to mess with those people. They do horrible stuff. And then they got those who could make some great food or whatever. There's some white people who, of course, memes of, this generation, white people take care more of their pets than anything, and they can't dance. That's true. But there's some who come with some of the inventions or funded some of the things that a lot of us helped right here. Some of them help Black people to get some of the inventions so we can enjoy a lot of stuff right here. They got the Asians. Yeah, yes, they are very easily, in some cases, manipulated, as we could go with China and other stuff like that. In that bad, more sense of whatever is going towards certain people. That's a bad thing as well too. But and again with the whole trying to stabbing kids and everything, people you don't need guns to do it. You could do weapons. But another thing is they are very math smart. That's just mostly what it is. They come with also some good inventions that the white people help them do some stuff too, and sometimes the Asians do the exact same thing to Blacks and white people too. Good thing. Everybody has generalizations. As one person told me, don't die a stereotype. And that's what it is. I'm not a stereotype. I don't die a stereotype. You can say what you want to say about me. I don't care. I judge every person on a personal level. All right. I know a lot of white people. Like I said, I know a lot of people who are cool, great people that I'm happy that I know about. And there's some that's crappy as hell, just as much as Black people who's like, oh, and there's good Black people too. That's the whole point of this. That's why I always say in my show, evil comes in all race, color, creed, nationality, sex, height, gender, religion, political party. It makes no difference. Evil's evil. Take the evil, flip it to good. It has the same connotation as well. All right, just letting you know that. Now, let's continue into a situation because let me debunk another thing. Let's go into Mr. Grosskreutz for a second. For a lot of, I'm gonna play some stuff a lot of Black people do, which I don't get that because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know. Let me play this, and like I said, let me play this because they're doubling down on everything. And I hope Kyle sue the hell out of all you people, just like Sandman did. They got millions of dollars. Kyle sue the hell out of them. I'll play a thing as well too. Just smart. So MSNBC. Again, they fall so far in my eyes with this case because you guys, you got to stop this. I'm gonna show you what Grosskreutz really is, but I wanna play this for you. And I like how I still like how what's her name Iana, not Iana, no. You're not Omar, like, this is what we should be talking about. Says the woman again who said white people are bad but married to a white man. Do you not see how crazy? And then again, if she was in her country, stealing another woman's husband, she would have been stoned to death by her religion. I'm just dead honest on that, okay? That's no lie. You could go over there and see it happen, all right? But I want to play this, so hey.
You guys, because I have my own show, I have a responsibility to say things that people need to know that aren't being said. It's a cool opportunity that I don't take lightly. There are very big, obvious truths that no one wants to say on TV, but I will.
Okay.
Now, just a few minutes before we started taping the show, Kyle Rittenhouse, the man accused of shooting 3 people during a Black Lives Matter protest, was declared not guilty on all charges. So, I can't believe I have to say this, but...
yeah, because I just explained why, but keep going. Come on. Come on.
It's not okay for a man to grab a rifle, travel across state lines.
That's wrong. I just proved that. He didn't do that. He lived over there, but whatever, and worked in the neighborhood. That is also his stuff. But again, that's the narrative that keeps on going. Remember, this is after the verdict.
And shoot 3 people.
Yeah, if that happened, I wouldn't have a problem. But it was self-defense because he didn't mess with any people.
Then walk free.
If the people was attacking him, yeah, I would have shot too.
It's not okay for the judicial system to be blatantly and obviously stacked against people of color.
What are you talking about, lady?
What?
Okay.
It's not okay for there to be an entirely different set of rules for white people. But I don't care about Kyle Rittenhouse. I don't care about that racist judge. And I don't care about how up that jury must be. White people have been getting away with murder since time began.
I'm not saying that she's lying there. White people's gotten away with murder. So has black, so has Asian, so has Hispanic. So, like again, Michael Craig, white man, Hispanic officer killed a black man in cold blood. He's so far nobody's talking about that story again. Like I stated,
Care about you. And
no, you don't. Shut up with that. Don't stop. You're lying. You don't care about that. You care about your ratings to get your money. Let's just be honest about that.
I can't believe I have to say this, but you matter.
Really?
You matter. Every time one of these verdicts come out, it's easy to feel like you don't, but I'm here to tell you that you do. You matter. You matter so much that the second you start to get a sense that you do, a man will grab a gun he shouldn't have in the first place and travel all the way to another state just to quiet you. That's
Again, that didn't happen, but this is MSNBC, so am I surprised? No. Tune in when I showed you on the side chat where MSNBC was following the jury bus to intimidate them, and lucky for by good grace the dude was stupid enough to run a red light and got caught and said everything. And I played that clip in if you go to YouTube in episode in the side chat. I played that clip, which is like, why would you do that? That's illegal in the first place, MSNBC. What the hell? That's why I say you gotta go get sued. Good. You're gonna get sued. You're gonna get sued. So you hear all the stuff that they're saying, okay? So let's go to I want to show everybody's like, oh, pay for the family and all this stuff like that. All the people who Kyle has killed and shot has a long rap sheet, and it should have never been there in the first place, causing trouble. Remember, they pushed a dumpster to blow up a gas station. They were any stuff. And of course, people were like, oh, stopping this, gross, his family, whatever. Oh, you mean again, not gross, what's the other name? Let me put it up. What his name is again? I forgot his name. I forgot what his name is again. Oh, yes, there's a go. Rosenbaum. Yes, Rosenbaum. The first guy who whatever, right? Let's bring this lovely stuff on the screen. All right. Rosenbaum had a hard life. I admit to that. He had a hard life. But Rosenbaum was registered as a sex offender. This is his court. This is his he was not alleged, convicted of this stuff. Okay? At the time was that he was on Wisconsin of sex offender registered for Arizona's child molestation case. He faced 11 charges in that case, but they were amended in a plea deal, and Rosenbaum was convicted in amended accounts. According to the online reports, Rosenbaum received 10 years in prison for raping a boy. Good grief. How the heck that work? In December for sexual contact with a minor that was sentenced 2 years, 6 months for sexual contact with a minor related to the same 2002 incident. He basically preyed on single moms to get his single moms to get mess with these kids. He messed with 5 kids. All right. But only was convicted on one of the kids, the 15-year-old, which is messed up. So I think I pray for his victims and their family, because they went through an ordeal that their boys got raped by this man. But oh, wait, let's not remember. Everybody's like, oh, he was a man that was defending Black Lives Matter. Oh, remember, Kyle didn't say nothing. Let's play a little video of this lovely man. Again, here's the words. I just want to show you what the words were, because again, remember, white man killed. But it's like, oh, these guys was what you call it? These guys were put. What was it? These guys was defending black people. Let's hear the audio of him defending black people. Huh? Funny, the guy who's supposed to be helping black people was saying to black people, shoot me, enter. Yeah. This is the guy that you want to put yourself again. Sex offender, have a long rap sheet, was a pedophile and accused and was convicted. All right. Again, hear it as loud as I could put it. Okay, that's the guy you want to go and defend. Funny how that works out, ain't it? He was there for black people. Yeah, I didn't call him black people the word. You can't make this stuff up. It's sad. It's really sad. It really is. I just wish it was, you know.
Serious?
Yeah, serious. So, we heard that, right? You see it? You heard it? You see how the case fell apart? This person that y'all protect, whatever, nothing. All right. So I want to play some more stuff. I want to play. Let's listen from Kyle himself. I just want to hear the young man. Because they looked in his phone. No white supremacy stuff like that. Nothing, whatever. They look in his phone. This dude didn't even had memes. He's a 17-year-old kid. He didn't even had memes in his phone. I can't say that. I got memes in my phone, so I can't even say that. That's how that situation is. Holy smoke. Found nothing. But I want to hear Kyle Rittenhouse listen to what he has to say. And also, the lawyers. Be careful of the lawyers you get. My aunt learned that the hard way too, because the situation happened to her when, again, black man stole her identity and bought a house in her name. Yeah, like I said, they're SC black people too. And the first lawyer she got did her wrong. Messed up, did her wrong, and it was messed up. So add that to this. But let's listen to Kyle Rittenhouse.
Once I'm arrested, I go to Depke Juvenile Facility, and I gotta say thank you to them for their professionalism. And
the jailers,
the guards at Depke, they were the utmost professional people I've ever met.
Really?
Exactly. They were some of the most professional people I've ever met. It was amazing. Like, they treated me with respect, and they didn't like talk down to you like you've seen like in some videos. They just treated me like I was a human.
How long were you there?
I was in jail for 87 days, and this follows in with Lynn Wood, Lynn Wood was raising money on my behalf, and he held me in jail for 87 days, disrespected my wishes, put me on media interviews, which I should never have done, which he said, oh, you're going to go talk to the Washington Post, which was not a good idea. Along with John Pierce, they said I was safer in jail instead of at home with my family. And then after I'm bailed
Your lawyer said that?
My lawyer said that, John Pierce and Lynn Wood.
87 days is a long time to be in jail.
It was very long. I lost a lot of weight in there. I since then gained it back.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. But 87 days of not being with my family for defending myself and being taken advantage to, being used for a cause by by John Pierce and Lynn Wood, trying to trying to raise money so they can take it for their own benefit.
And these, just to let you know, these are on the right side of doing this, the right side doing this to this kid. So my point is, I don't care about, I talk about the Democrats more because they do horrible stuff, but the Republicans do some bad stuff as well too. I always call out, both parties do some crappy S. Literally. Jeez. Anyway.
Not trying to set me free.
So you think they could have raised the money for bail faster, but they didn't?
I believe sometime in September 5th, I want to say, they had over $1 million, and bail was set and able to be posted in September. So they could have had me sign the waiver for extradition and had me back in Wisconsin, and I could have been bailed out by mid-September. But they wanted to keep me in jail until November 20th.
What was that like?
It was scary in jail. Like, you had to watch over yourself, and not a lot of people liked me in jail until the funny thing is, a lot of people didn't like me in jail, but they got to hear like my story and they got to understand me. Like, he's actually a really decent person. I'm not this person that the media painted him out to be. And it was scary, but I was able to make friends, I'd say, acquaintance in jail, and like play spades, card games with them.
Amazing. So you're in jail for 87 days. Do you have a sense of how your case is being talked about in the outside world?
Not really when I'm in jail, but once I am bailed out, John Pierce said I was in an unorganized militia, which is just blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was.
Wait, your lawyer said you were in a militia?
John Pierce said that, and it's blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was until after the fact, until November like 25th, after I was watching some of the interviews he did. I was like, I'm not in a militia. I don't know what that is.
Sorry to laugh.
And I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, no wonder people are saying I'm in a militia. It's because he painted that narrative, which he should never have gone there.
Well, yeah, it's untrue.
Exactly.
Were you surprised so I haven't heard you mention race at all in this conversation. You said you saw your community on fire, you wanted to help. You asked a business owner if you could help. Were you surprised to see this framed as a racial story?
To be honest, Tucker, this case has nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with the right to self-defense.
What a sweet kid. I think that comes through loud and clear, playing hearts in jail. But he seems confused by the descriptions of this case as pertaining somehow to race. What he didn't know when he was locked away for 87 days is that the media, spurred on by Democratic politicians like Joe Biden, immediately branded him a white supremacist. Again, the President of the United States did that, so did several members of Congress. Now, during the trial, one of the prosecutors, Thomas Binger, particularly loathsome character, the government lawyer,
oh yes, he's a horrible
Kyle
person,
Rittenhouse for putting out fires in Kenosha. It's dishonorable to put out fires, apparently, when BLM sets them. So we asked Kyle Rittenhouse about that. Here's what he said.
I'm not a racist person. I support the BLM movement. I support peacefully demonstrating. And I believe there needs to be change. I believe there's a lot of prosecutorial misconduct, not just in my case, but in other cases. And it's just amazing to see how much a prosecutor can take advantage of somebody. Like, if they did this to me, imagine what they could have done to a person of color who doesn't maybe have the resources I do, or is not widely publicized like my case.
What did you make of the President of the United States calling you a white supremacist?
Mr. President, if I could say one thing to you, I would urge you to go back and watch the trial and understand the facts before you make a statement.
A lot of people need to do that.
That's not a small thing to be called that.
No, it's actual malice, defaming my character for him to say something like that.
I mean, why do you think, and it's not simply Biden who said that, It's a lot of people on television have said that. A lot, dozens of people have said that. I'm sorry to tell you in case you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's actually quite hysterical how nobody can go back and look at the facts of the case. He crossed state lines, false. He's a white supremacist, false. None of that is true. And the lies that they can just get away with spreading is just sickening, and it's a disgrace to this country.
I couldn't agree more. So before this, I mean, you're 17 years old, so you're probably not, watching cable news all day or, deeply into politics, or maybe you were. But did you know how dishonest media coverage of events could be?
Oh. I didn't. I've never seen something so polarizing in my
You got a wake-up call, all right, kid.
life, when it's obvious self-defense. If you look at the case, you look at the facts, no matter what your opinion is or where you stand, this wasn't a political case. It
shouldn't have been a political case. That's the thing that killed me. It shouldn't have been that.
Shouldn't have been a political case. It was made a political case. This had nothing to do with race, and the ways people are twisting this is just sickening.
I think a lot of people watching have reached the same conclusion, and they would like to see you, help make this better by holding some of these liars to account. Do you plan to do that?
I have really good lawyers who are taking care of that right now. So I'm hoping one day there will be accountability for their actions that they did.
Okay, so you're intent on you're not going to let that go.
Like I said, really good lawyers are handling that.
Yeah. So during the trial, was there ever a point where you thought, despite the fact you had all this video evidence on your side bolstering your story, did you ever think, I might go to jail for the rest of my life?
That was a thought I had every single day until I got the not guilty verdict.
Really?
It was because are you aware who Joellen Demetrius is?
Yes.
So Joellen selected my jury, which she did an amazing job, but you still have that feeling in your stomach and knots to where, like, what if somebody snuck their way onto my jury to convict me? So that was something that always went through my head, but I know where I stand, and I know I defended myself.
Were you surprised by the verdict?
I wasn't. I thought they came to the correct verdict because it wasn't Kyle Rittenhouse on trial in Wisconsin. It was the right to self-defense on trial. Right. And if I was convicted, no one would ever be privileged to defend their life against attackers. And thank God they came to the correct verdict of a not guilty.
Okay. You go on there, Kyle Rittenhouse, basically Tucker Carlson did the interview. You could go there, you will listen to the young man as he speak, and like I said, whatever it is, but I'm just letting you hear his words, what it is. So right now, let us go into, I just want to talk about this. So what happened is, you heard it again. Remember, let me just remember again, remind you people of the guy again. Remember, there for Black Lives Matter, blah 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 for people. Let's hear what he said again about black people. You heard that? Okay. So with that said, just to state that, let's look at. This is why Twitter's a cesspool. I'm seriously, give me a second here. Hold on. Shout outs to the guy who made to Dion about. This is why Twitter is a cesspool. And I have a phrase called LBC. Can you hear people say stupid stuff and you lose your brain cells? They're like, oh my God, it's the stupidest thing I ever heard. So let's do that. You'll see some videos and some stuff of people saying.
For this level of stupid. What the fuck do you mean Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty? He crossed state lines at age 17 with a weapon to shoot BLM protesters.
Here we go again with that nonsense. You see, everybody will keep on saying that, which has been proven a fact that did not happen. All right? That did not happen. He and the guys carried the guns, like I showed you in the photo, for protection. But they were out there again, clean off graffiti, stopping dumpster fight, helping people who were also the rioters, helping them when they got hurt and whatever. But again, you're going to hear how a lot of stuff, these people take this crap from the daggone. That's why I'm not on Twitter.
If that doesn't scream premeditated murder, I don't know what fucking does. In this country, you could even kill white people and get away with it if those white people are fighting for black lives. This is the legacy of 1619. The fix was in for the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. Judge Bruce Schroeder did everything in his power to ensure the acquittal of a murderer who will now parlay his fame into a career as a right-wing rock star. It only cost him 3 black lives.
See? 3 black, right? Wasn't it 3? I thought it was 3 white people. That's what I always thought it was, wasn't it, people? 3 white people who got that.
Hashtag white privilege. I stand corrected. It was 2 white lives and a 3rd person shot. Doesn't make it more okay. Kyle Rittenhouse being found not guilty does not mean he's innocent. Yes, it does. What I absolutely do not want to hear today is that the justice system failed. It worked exactly as it intended to, and that's what we're up against. This is a dark day for our justice system. As a lawyer, I respect jury verdicts, but this is yet another reminder that our system needs to be uprooted and reformed. And somebody responded with, this trial ended today too. Not guilty on 5 counts. Still think the system needs changing? And it was a picture of an article that reads, an Indian River County man on trial after a deadly 2017 SWAT raid in Gifford was found not guilty on 5 charges.
A black man, close, not really, but close to it. He also got not guilty on 5 charges. So whenever like, oh, if Kyle Rittenhouse was black, he got the same judgment for protecting himself. But no one. But again, I say no one want to talk about stuff. Again,
this Friday, a DCCC chairman Rep. Sean Patrick Maloney released the following statement after Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty on all charges. It's disgusting and disturbing that someone was able to carry a loaded assault rifle in a protest against the unjust killing of Jacob Blake.
He didn't die.
Jacob Blake is alive, you dumbass. We all know if Kyle was black, he'd be guilty. The justice system is built in white supremacy, especially when you let...
As they just showed another case where a black guy was not found guilty of all things. Funny how that worked, don't it? It was a black guy also didn't found guilty. Maybe if we just, I don't know, watch the trial, we'll figure out what's going on.
Off after he went to a protest with a gun and killed 2 people. This is ridiculous. Rittenhouse walks. I don't blame the jury at all. It was a tough case, but this is going to set an awful precedent. Right wing is going to feel emboldened to walk in anywhere with a weapon and just look for an excuse to use it. Provocation with weapons has become self-defense.
Funny, Chuck, Chank, when I go back to that same video I talk about when Anna Kasparian, which is your co-host, said, yeah, I was wrong. Kyle did it in self-defense. I'm surprised the Young Turks did that. Son of a gun. So stop it, Chank.
Now, the fucking mayor of New York City and
Blasio and Cuomo, y'all should not say nothing. Literally nothing. You guys, again, remember I said, this thing came from them.
You piece of loser.
Cuomo should be in jail. I don't care about the whole touching women and all that stuff. Cuomo should be in jail because 15,000 people died in New York because of him. That's what he should be in jail. Same thing with Gretchen Whitmer up in Michigan. Y'all should be in jail, you pieces of crap. You piece of S losers like I played there.
And Joseph Rosenbaum are victims. They should be alive today. The only reason they're not is because a violent, dangerous man chose to take a gun across state lines and start shooting people. To call this a miscarriage of justice is an understatement.
Oh, motherfucking Rittenhouse is not guilty. Are you fucking kidding me? This is why.
Remember I said the most racist people, and I've been, you're going to see proving this. Like I said, that's why I said this is not for kids because they're going to be using the most racist people I've ever seen is basically white progressive women. Literally, white progressive leftist women are the most racist people I've ever seen. They are. And they're the ones who think black people are pets. because that's the way they always think it. And then who's dangerous is white progressive men who follow these because they want to have sex with these women. Stop following these women. You're not for the poo. Stop it, you crazy ass white men. Jeez.
Black, indigenous, and people of color cannot motherfucking trust white people because they can carry a motherfucking AR-15.
Yeah, you're right. So I should not be trusting you, right, white woman? Crazy ass people.
Walk around in the crowd and motherfucking kill people and not go to jail.
Looks like Wisconsin's gonna fucking burn tonight. All 5 charges. All 5 fucking charges.
Maybe you should lose weight and feel great.
Not guilty. Unfucking real.
Watch the case. You'll find out why. I just did a whole thing just about the video. You would have never but you don't watch that. You follow TikTok, you follow the media, and you that's why you're intelligible to what the case was about.
If you don't know what white privilege looks like, look no goddamn further. Look no fucking further. He got away with murder.
No, he did not.
And just to walk scot-free.
So did the black guy who we just pointed out on his case. He walked free too with 5 charges, not guilty. But anyway.
Unfucking believable.
I was not at all surprised.
This MSNBC. This is why I say they're bad.
We've talked about this. I mean, this is what we expected to happen, because I think we have to keep in mind when we're watching the criminal justice system at work that it was designed to do exactly what it did today. Gun laws helped to enhance the design to allow this verdict to happen today.
You mean the same gun laws that you pushed in Chicago, where a lot of black people getting killed, New York, Maryland, California? Who's getting killed the most in these states? Oh, black people. Yeah, Joy. Yeah.
This country was built on the idea that white men had a particular kind of freedom and a particular kind of citizenship that only they have, that gives, from the slave catchers on, the right to inflict violence in the name of protecting property. That's like the foundational creation of the United States. So it would have been shocking. I'm glad you mentioned the Derek Chauvin verdict. That was the surprising verdict. This should have been unsurprising. But what I do think we have to think about is not only the families of the 2 men who died and the family of Mr. Grosskreutz. They are,
How about the families of the people that they hurt? Because again, all 3 of them had felonies. All 3. Now, Grosskreutz, funny enough, he strangled a woman and beat up a woman, domestic violence. All that stuff disappeared 6 days before the trial started. Miraculously, how that happens. I'm guessing the woman. I bet you the woman in that case is like, she was basically like. I know that.
They should be in our minds right now because they
No,
suffer.
they ain't.
And there have been a lot of white people who have, defended black lives and paid for it with their lives. That goes all throughout our history.
That's
Going back
true.
to John Brown and go through the civil rights movement. But what I am concerned about is the precedent this sets for what people will believe that they can do under law when Black Lives Matter protests happen in the future. And that people may use.
That was not Black Lives Matter protest. It was literally riot, destroyed. I showed evidence of all the buildings that got destroyed by this peaceful riot.
This as an excuse to start going out of state.
And also a lot of black owners lost their stores in this peaceful riot.
Doing what this teenager did, believing that they'll get away with it. And in some cases, getting away with it.
JMU, thank you to the entire Duke family. Thank you for living on Instagram and everything like that.
Oh, you're about to hear some stupid stuff right now.
After this post, I will be logging off. I simply wanted to publicly announce that the verdict of the Kyle Rittenhouse case has been nothing more than a disgusting reminder of what it's really like to be black in America.
No, it ain't. No, it's not.
All the protesting, everything we went through in 2020, we really would think would make a change, but clearly it doesn't. We scream Black Lives Matter, but it doesn't matter enough for these people who are in power, the jury, the judge, anybody, to charge this man with murdering and taking away 2 beautiful black lives. 2 beautiful black lives. 2 beautiful black lives.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
2 beautiful black lives. They were white guys, but again, You are on Twitter and you get your news from there, and the media basically did what they did.
2 beautiful black lives. 2 beautiful black lives at the ripe ages of 26 and 36. It's disgusting. We can't go to the store, rest in peace, Trayvon Martin. We can't lay in bed, rest in peace, Breonna Taylor, and we can't even.
Breonna Taylor suffered because she married a. She was with a. She was with a. Like I said before, she was with a drug dealer. And again, I this is me assumption, because again, how the heck her boyfriend didn't get not one bullet? She got all the, because again, I think he used her as a human shield. Because ain't no way you get all that shit came through the door and you ain't got not one bullet hit you. You're the one who popped off at it too. But anyway.
Protest without our lives being on the line. And that's what we fight for, what we fight for.
I showed you all these tweets and showed you these videos to make a point. You need better media outlets. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's a damn shame that somebody with a flat top, a Scooby-Doo shirt, recording.
I want to, cause it is messed up. He's correct on. I don't have a flat top at all. But I want to back up a little because I solidly believe in you, brother.
That somebody with a flat top, a Scooby-Doo shirt, recording videos in his pajamas, and sometimes a pink hat has more credibility than a majority of these people. How could anybody, after this case came out as not guilty and the verdict was laid, Kyle got the fuck out of Kenosha and went back home to beat his meat to his assault rifle, could you sit there and still say that he shot 3 black people? You should be embarrassed that that was a part of your headlines, independent news. How are you independent and still that damn incompetent? Everybody needs to look at this as it is. All these people using these buzzwords didn't tell you anything about what was going on in the courtroom. They let you know that all these people are white and you only got one person of color as the juror. They're not telling you how the prosecution was botching this every single day that they were in the courtroom. They weren't telling you that the defense was laying out a pretty good argument to present reasonable doubt that this man acted in self-defense. You got none of that. All you got are buzzwords. All you got are these random pictures trying to compare different cases as if they're the same thing when they're not. You should be embarrassed that these are the people you trust and deem as credible when they're not giving you anything. So the next time this happens, because we know it's gonna happen again, actually seek out the information. I don't want to hear anything about, oh my God, it's all too long and I have things to do and I'm not really invested in it so much. Then you shouldn't be tweeting out your disgust that you didn't get a vote in the way that you wanted for something you didn't even care about. And
I'm gonna leave it at that. That is true, and that's my point. Now, here's another thing that I want to talk about quickly before this. New York Times. I want to read this to you on this, because again, this is why he said the media. Watch this. Ex-New York Times reporter Nellie Bowles says paper held story about Kenosha riots until after the 2020 elections. The former New York Times reporter claimed that the newspaper held a story about the raving effects of the Kenosha riots on impoverished neighborhoods until the 2020 election. Remember, this is because they were saying that. Well, I'll just read it. Nellie Bowles went to Wisconsin City to report on the racial justice riots in the wake of the police shooting of Jacob Blake in August 2020. According to Thursday's post on our partner Brian West. Brian West, I remember having her. Protests, riots, and civil unrest engulfed the city for days, and the events were the backdrop of 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse fatal shooting of 2 people. Bowles said that she was sent to report, remember, the New York Times sent to report on the mainstream liberal agreement that vandalization building of racial justice was not determined because business had insurance. And I've said it and I've said it again. People always thinking, oh, having insurance does no. 40% of black people who have business in this country have insurance. That means 60% doesn't. I think it's 40 to 45. I'll go 45. But a better business by the Business Bureau for the government. So that means 60 to 65 didn't have insurance. And also, I've said it again with the insurance thing. There's insurance to protect the building. There's not insurance to protect the merchandise. Google this right now. Nordstrom's in San Francisco. They just lost $1 million in merchandise after people ran in there, hit people, the workers and stuff with crowbars and stuff, and stole them. 80 people went in there and stole that much. $1 million. It turned out not to be true, Bowles wrote. Imagine that. The part of the Kenosha that people burned in the riots was poor, multiracial commercial district full of small, uninsured cell phone shops and car lots. You mean the Black Lives Matter was destroying black stuff, which was white people pretending to be Black Lives Matter, and sure enough, again, I am shocked by this. Shock. It was very sad to see and to hear from people who suffer. And there's one of the reasons why, when I told you about when they had a vote a couple weeks ago, where 80% of black people voted to keep the police around. They didn't want to defund the police because they see who hurts them the most, the criminals. Because you're telling the criminals, hey, you don't got to do nothing. As you saw with the Nordstrom thing, and also why 17 Walgreens moved out of San Francisco because they were just robbing the store without no provocation. Surprise? Not really. Bowles said Bowles said she filed her story, and editors of New York Times told her it would not run until after the election, citing space timing tweaks, according to her post. The piece eventually ran. Oh, give me a second there. Oh. Me. The piece ran after Joe Biden won the election, Bowles says. Whatever the reason for hiding this piece, covering up suffering after all the riots was not the priority, she wrote. Are you surprised? And the reality that brought Kyle Rittenhouse into the street was one of the reports that was not meant to ignore. At least you have a conscience, ma'am. Sorry that you got pushed back until after the election, but you have a conscience. Again, that's the media doing what you saw it. She said it, okay? And to point out that right now we have 45,350 people. Thank you. Again, guys, I would love if you guys could go to YouTube and help us with this situation and just subscribe. You can watch at the regular platforms you are, but please subscribe, comment. I don't care. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Well, they're getting rid of the thumbs down nonsense, but I don't care. Just if you could just go there and just share the video and all that stuff, it helps pushing these good stories, as you guys saying in the comments right now and in the chat, saying how this, you didn't know about all this stuff. Help share the video. Anyway. Let's get back to here's a funny part. When they was talking about, I want to play this part where they like, oh, well, if in the video you saw, a guy who was black got acquitted for his stuff. So if he was black, he got to stay acquitted as Kyle. But let's go even further. Let's look at if it was a black guy that did this, he would get whatever. Really? Okay. Oh, you know what? Before I go there, let me just bring up something. I got to bring up something before I go there and finish this off. I got to bring this up because this is why I said I'm not on Twitter. Twitter's a cesspool. So TD Jakes, spiritual man, you got your thing, good for you, God bless you, blah, 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 all that stuff, TD Jakes, whatever, okay? But even everybody could make a mistake. I make mistakes as well, too. Yesterday, the Oklahoma governor rightly chose to rescind the execution of Junius Jones. Okay, which is all right. It's a good thing. Today, decision by the Wisconsin jury catapults us 2 steps back by sending a troubled message. Vigilantism and the reckless use of firearms have no place in our society. No, I disagree with you, sir. We ought to be able to disagree without harming each other. I agree with you with that 1,000%. But when a person is trying to say he gonna kill me and swinging bats and kick me and hit me with a skateboard not once but twice and kick me in my stomach and everything, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you if I have a gun. Sorry. Our prayers go to the families of the shooting victims. Mine do not. Mine go to the victims of the people who they hurt. That's where my prayers go to. We will continue to lift Jacob Blake. Well, he can't do nothing right now, so whatever. Who was shot by a police officer, triggered. I gotta see more of the thing. So, Blake, who was triggered the violent events of that night. Well, maybe Jacob Blake did not stop his order. Like I said, went against his restraint order and tried to steal the car and the kids and everything like that. Or maybe just, just when the cops would tell you, put your hands behind your back, and you did. Even black people was there shouting, dude, just sit down, relax. He ignored all that. His mom said it, and Jacob Blake himself said, I should have never did that. Because he's alive. You go ask him. We remain steadfast in the belief we need for police reform. I'm not against that, including common sense training tactics and helping to descale the kind of situation that led to this tragedy. I'm not against that. I recognize that many people many of you are disappointed and very angry because y'all don't read the facts. Channel this anger into productive endurers. All right? Good. I agree with some of the stuff you said, but most of your stuff that you say is basic from not knowing what the hell was going on at all. Okay? So I want to go to this. So remember, if it's a black man, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you 2 cases where the media, again, is getting a lot of stuff. Remember the kid who took a gun onto... I'll let the cops say what it is. He don't want to say certain things, which is crazy, but whatever. I'll play this. This is a kid who had a gun, took it on campus in his school and shot people.
I want to take that narrative out of the equation.
2 weeks after a Timberview High School student shot 15-year-old Zacchaeus Selby and teacher Calvin Pettit and grazed a teenage girl, Arlington Police Chief Al Jones
grazed a teenage girl and also shot a teacher who was pregnant. I wonder why they didn't know what I was talking about. That was a woman who was pregnant. It's weird.
Gave an update on the investigation.
Mr. Simpkin is involved in high-risk activity.
Selling drugs, but nobody that's what I say. They don't want to talk about that.
And that high-risk activity led to the disagreement within the community.
Chief Jones's statement was a total rebuke of statements made from the suspect, Timothy Simpkins' family. But he did.
Everybody except for the grandfather, because the grandfather basically kicked him out of the house and said, nah, I'm not going to pay you because you were selling drugs and all that stuff. The grandpa kicked him out of the house because he was living with the grandma because the mother has been to jail multiple times. The father got hurt. His father got killed because he was selling drugs and he got killed himself. So kind of the father following exactly what the dad was.
Did not go into further detail about what type of high-risk behavior Simpkins was allegedly involved in.
Mm-hmm.
He would only say Simpkins and Selby had some sort of disagreement outside of school, and that bled into the classroom, leading to a fight and ultimately the shooting. Chief Jones also said he did not believe Simpkins intended to come into the school and shoot multiple students and teachers.
I don't think this.
I believe that. I do believe that.
An actual school shooting or active shooter.
It was school shooting. Let's not pretend that if you shoot a gun at school, it's school shooting. Point blank period. I don't care if he's a white, Asian, whatever. You shoot. That's the dumb part that killed me. It's not active. It's not a school shooting. He shot in school. You're at the school. Whatever.
He also said the aggravated assault charges against Simpkins are appropriate.
We wanted to charge him with the most severe charge that we could.
The announcement came Thursday at a town hall meeting to address school safety at Mansfield ISD.
Some of our kids, yes, some of them were scared. Some of them, it was just another day.
You hear that? Some of it was just another day because they have this nonsense at these schools.
The district's official safety protocol allows for 1 officer on elementary campuses and 2 on middle and high school campuses. But some parents said they've come to campus and haven't seen officers.
It's a big school. You might not see everybody. It's 1 officer or 2 officers.
some talk of installing metal detectors on campuses. Police say Simpkins was able to come to school with a gun in his back.
Exactly. And cause all this messed up. It was a school shooter. Let's not pretend this, all right? Okay? But if Kyle victims were black, look at this guy got bailed out, whatever, and he's not shot people. Because within 2 days, the prosecutors indicted Kyle Rittenhouse, which is the fastest one that they've been, what they said in years, like this kind of craziness. Crazy how that was. But again, he shot a kid. Kid is in critical condition. Shot a teacher. Lucky he survived. The other teacher was pregnant, surprised. The other girl who got grazed, surprised. All right. But let's talk about another situation before I end this, because I got to get the black thing, like you just said. Oh, what happened if it was if Kyle was a black person? Something happened in also up there in Wisconsin. You can up there. The what is it called? The Waka. Boy, you guys got some messed up names. The Waukesha attack. This is crazy. This is crazy. A lot of the news media are not touching this with a 10-foot pole. Why? Just like I said with the Michael Craig thing, the colors doesn't match, so they don't want to talk about it. The Waukesha Christmas parade thing, which is a horrible thing, and my heart goes out for the people, because 5 people died, 48 people got hurt, ranges from 3 years old to 10 years old. Kids got that. This was a parade where a black guy ran into the parade and killed 5 people. And that sucks. Out and out sucks. I want to see what, again, I want to share again. I want to show you exactly what I said, how the news media is that situation.
Oh my.
Yes, yes, jeez. Okay, this is an eyewitness on the news talking about this, and listen what the media does. Point taken. That's why I said y'all are doing horrible things. Listen what the media does. All right.
Black guy with dreadlocks by himself. I don't know if you want to use that.
Okay, well, he was a witness saying what's going on. Okay, I won't. Sorry, I just remember he's describing the person who did the heinous act. But let's go again.
It was a black guy with dreadlocks by himself. I don't know if you want to use that.
Okay, well, listen, Rick.
And I'm not, listen, hey, I'm a black guy, so I'm not, saying that because I'm a white guy out in Waukesha saying black guy did it.
Okay.
But this is what her daughter said.
Rick, I should inform you right now, you are on live television. So
really?
Everything you say, we are using. So we want to be careful.
Well, I'm telling you, okay.
And we are going to, listen, you are an eyewitness. We're going to work to confirm these details later. Inform you right now, you are on live television. So
really?
And the funny part that killed me, he's like, oh really? Like, no extra, like I know. But you see on the media quickly, it's a black guy. Let's not do see. Now, the guy who did this, his name is good grief. His name is Darrell Brooks Jr., who ran through his vehicle through the Christmas parade. With his SUV. All right, showing you on the screen. That's the guy who did that, who ran his vehicle through the parade. A black guy with dreads. I think the black man would know what a black man look with the dreads. But funny enough, how the news be the one that like, well, you can't, hold up now. Shh. That's how crazy this S is. I'm not gonna show the video of it. It's there. People you can look it up and find out. This man is crazy. He has a lot. He should have not been on. He should have not been out. He should have not been out. 5 people died so far, and at least 48 people injured. They had a thing called dancing grandmas who go there, and it's like, oh my god, a couple of dancing grandmas, dancing grannies got killed too, which is despicable, man. What the hell? But the funny thing about this is, he should have never been out. This man has this is the problem a lot of people don't understand. These guys have rap sheets. And they're like, oh, we should give, just because they're rap sheets. No, I don't care if you're black, you're white, you're green, you're yellow, whatever color. You have a rap sheet like that, you should be in jail. But we keep bailing them out saying, oh, we're trying to do reform and stuff like that. He should have been in jail for what he did. Let's go to the rap sheet of what happened, because he did not only, because 3 days before this, and that he got bonded out the 19th, on custody 19th, because this is basically the 22nd. No, it happened in the, not 22nd. It happened, this thing happened over the weekend. So there was 19th was Monday. So the day before, he got in a car and did this. You know what he went to jail for the day before that? He also tried to run over his baby mama. He punched his baby mama, knocked her to the ground, take that same SUV, and almost run over her. And he bailed it, and he bonded out 3 days before. Are you kidding me?
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
He should not been out in the first place. The government, a lot of these criminals are getting let out because of some stupid arbitrary crap that should not be let out. And they go out and do horrible stuff still. Happened in New York when that old lady, I showed you the video where that old lady got beat up by that guy because the bloods like, oh, and nobody wanted to help him. Maybe if you didn't release him because he was a violent criminal, you
piece of loser.
He would have never beat up that grand woman, or the other guy who sucker punched the Asian guy in California, and y'all came back and the prosecutor was like, well, we're gonna release him, but he killed the guy. Well, this is what do you call it again? Restorative justice? What? What the fuck? He killed a man. What the hell is he out there for? I don't care what color. He was a black guy. I'm just saying, I don't care. You just killed a man. An old elderly man that didn't do nothing to you. You killed him and you release him back on the streets? That is ridiculous. But let me read. I want to read the rap sheet of this man because it's messed up. I want to read the rap sheet of this man. Here's the rap sheet of this man, why he should have been in jail. That's literally like my friend who lost her kids and her husband because of this nonsense. And sadly, I lost the clip because my phone had messed up. I lost the clip that I have. I hope I can find it, whatever, in my past videos, whatever. And that's why I say go to youtube.com, where an illegal man came over. They not had 1 felony, not 2 felonies, 3 felonies. 3 felonies he had before. He should have, and he was an illegal immigrant. 3 felonies. He should have been in jail or should have been deported. But my thing is, no, deport these people. You don't want to be in jail? They want to be in America? Keep them in jail for the rest of their life. And the only reason he's in jail because he went to rob my friend's husband's car. He had his 2 older sons in there, plus him, and he shot the sons and him and my friend's husband in cold blood. That's the only reason they got him in the jail in the first place. This is messed up. He should have been in jail for the first felony. But y'all want to play this dumb, loose game about, oh, we got to No, we need to build more jails. After the whole, don't build more schools. No, hell, a lot of people ain't having kids anyway. The rate of children is falling. The birth rate in America is falling for the 6th year in a row. Bad people need to be in jail. Point blank period. Sorry. But here's this man's rap sheet.
Battery, intended bodily harm, a Class E felony. In 2010, strangulation and suffocation. 2008, statute.
Kill somebody by suffocation. Why is he back on the streets?
Statutory sexual seduction. 2011, resisting or obstructing an officer. Last year, he was charged with 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety with a dangerous weapon and 1 count of illegally possessing a firearm. On November 5th, he was charged with recklessly endangering safety, domestic violence, and bail jumping. There was also a charge where he tried to run over the mother of his child with his car. On November 5th, this is not the first time he's tried to run over someone with his car. There's also a police report where, when police tried to arrest him, he tried to run over one of those officers with his car. It's his car.
This is not a good person. And until now, he already killed one person already. Now he's gonna kill. Now he killed 5 people and injured more. Now you want to put him in jail. He should have been in jail in the freaking first place. The prosecutor, sorry. And the prosecutor said, "Oh, we released it because we try to make sure that minorities have a fair what? All these people that he hurt, except for the parade thing, were black people. So don't hit me with that. Miss me with the nonsense with this crap that these things happen. Oh, if it's a college or a black person, whatever. Miss me with that nonsense. Okay, stop it. He should have been in jail from the get-go. He wasn't. The Hispanic guy I just told you about. He's in jail now, but after he done hurt other people and took away my friend's husband and 2 kids. That is despicable, okay? I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you are. I don't care if you want to be, your pronoun is gray water. If you hurt people and you took their lives and do horrible stuff, Calvin House was self-defense because he didn't went there shooting all this stuff. These guys attacked him and he shoot him. And if I was in his spot, I'd have done the exact same thing as well. But my point saying in that regard, you went and do all this stuff, have criminal past and all this stuff like that, you should be in jail. Okay, stop this nonsense. A lot of the time when people's like, oh, well, you know, it's because of let's see here. He got 20 years for weed possession and all that stuff. That was his 3rd strike, which again was part of Joe Biden and Clinton stuff back in the past. 3 strikes and you in jail for life. And again, I have a problem with it a little bit, but I don't have a problem because you got 3 chances and you're still gonna do crime. You stupid. So it's the other stuff that was stacked on it that made it. He didn't went to jail because of that, and that's why a lot of these prosecutors around the country, mostly in blue states, was saying, "Oh, we're gonna release these guys because they went to jail. The last arrest they had was nonviolent. Yeah, but the first 2, just like you see the rap sheet this guy had, the first 2 reasons. What happened? He killed people. He did horrible. So the 2 first strike and second strike, he was a violent person. Let's go with that, and let's not go with the 3rd because he didn't do a violent in the 3rd strike. Okay, please. So, again, I want to leave it at there. All right, I pour it out and let you guys see what's going on. All right, I don't want to leave people angry, but that's just the point where it is right now. We're hitting about 51,100. Almost 52,000 people. Thank you again. Please go to YouTube. Go to the YouTube and subscribe or share the video. Help us out with that situation, guys, as best as you can, please. All right, it's Project Open Mic YouTube. Links you see it down there. That's where it is. Go whatever. Even in the channel YouTube. Thank you guys for in the channel YouTube as well too, because yes, it's crazy, and I hope everybody's doing well in that chat. And like I said, I got a bunch of stuff staying here, but I'm gonna just leave it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. So, look, I just wanted to have that situation so people could see it. Okay. Now, I want to play one more thing. Thanksgiving is coming up. I want you people to enjoy Thanksgiving. Now, I'm not in the whole thing putting a race and all that crap. Miss me with that nonsense. I thank God that my family made it through a hurricane season, made it through another year of of nonsense. I don't care about the whole past and everything with that, all that stuff. We use Thanksgiving in my family to be thankful that we made it through the year. That's what we do, and that's what we talk about. Okay, point blank about that. Right now, a lot of people are going to have a little rough time at Thanksgiving. I want to play this clip to you because, again, it's just the ridiculousness of this. All right, give me 1 second. Let me bring that part up because it's just. Give me where is it? Where is it? Where is that? Okay. Now, the thing about it that sucks is we have inflation. A lot of inflation. And it's gone up. But I want you to, again, hear what the news media say you got to do. These are people who do not live normal lives. Okay, let's just put it that way. That's why I say that. 97% of the news media vote a certain way. Are you surprised? I'm not. I've said it many times, and you can see where they've done it. I've talked about all media. Fox, MSNBC, which MSNBC.
Loser.
CBS, CNN, NBC, all these things. New York Post, a lot of, like I just pointed to you. It's sad that these guys will lie to a lot of people just to get people hurt and killed. Y'all are crazy. I hope Kyle sue the hell out of you. Just like Sandman sue the hell. Hope Kyle sue the hell out of you, including MSNBC. But let's go with the Today Show. How you should deal with your Thanksgiving.
We are on the topic of something that could be controversial. Perhaps forego the turkey. What? Bear with me. I know that is the
forego the turkey
staple of the Thanksgiving meal.
Kidding.
However, some people think turkey is overrated. And
okay, then they could use other meats to do other stuff. Whatever.
And so it tends to be the most expensive thing on the table.
Not, it is, but not this year is not. Asked to split the costs. Where do these guys come? Consider not buying a turkey.
What? What the fuck?
Technically speaking, this year, if you buy a ham, the ham's gonna be expensive because pork has gone up like crazy in its inflation.
maybe you do an Italian feast instead. What? I will say this. If you tell everyone you're having a Thanksgiving without turkey, some guests may drop off the list, and that's a way to cut costs too.
Are you out of your flipping mind? Nani? I swear, news media. Where do you guys get these crazy ideas? Really? Oh my goodness, you people are crazy. That's a good thing to do. The hell? I'm reading the chat. It's getting crazy out there. But anyway, ham is going to be more expensive this year. It's ridiculous. Now we jumped up to 50. Good grief, 54,000 people. Thank you again. Please please guys. I know. Come on, help a brother out. Go to YouTube and just share the video and all that stuff as we talked about in that regard. But again, this is my Thanksgiving video. I didn't thought I was gonna do this, but a lot of you guys wanted me, email me and all that stuff. So thank you for your comments and everything. Look, Thanksgiving is a day I use for being thankful. Point blank, period. That's what I use it for. So I want you guys to enjoy it with your family and friends. Don't let Dr. Fauci you should because everything now you should go have Thanksgiving. You do what's best for you, okay? If your family can want to come together and get together and see, as 2021 has been a cluster of a year, with gas prices up, inflation gone up, things going crazy, all that stuff is stupid. you should go and enjoy your day with your family. All right. Be careful of all the stuff with the COVID and everything. Again, go talk to your doctor. Make sure you check everything as well too. Me, I'm not going around certain people because of, like I said, I know that how they are immune. Like my aunt who has going through cancer treatments and everything. Again, I'm being careful about that. That's the whole point. I'm not going to go there. Never less COVID. I don't want to give them pneumonia, none of the other stuff. I don't want to get nothing. I'll just say, hey, hi, happy Thanksgiving. All right. But I am going to enjoy this Thanksgiving this year because, again, 2001 was a cluster stuff. So, kids, please, go enjoy it. Have fun. Yeah, have fun with your Thanksgiving. Eat your food and do the best that you can to make stuff. I got me a cheesecake to go do right now to put together. And I'm doing cranberry cheesecake from scratch, cranberry sauce from scratch, and ice cream from scratch. That's what I'm bringing to the Thanksgiving where I'm going to go at. But again, I want to thank you guys for coming through tonight, to being the biggest show that I've ever done so far on Project Open Mic. Thank you all from Temper FM, from Twitch, from YouTube, from Facebook, from Live, and we're going to keep on adding more and more video outlets to this channel because to this podcast because we need to get this stuff out there. I wish I could do it on Instagram, but it's a weird thing, and then I gotta get someone to transcribe it. That's the one I need to transcribe to get it on Spotify and all that stuff. But God bless Lee. Hope I could get all that stuff set up. But for me, really, thank you guys for this. And a lot of people I'm seeing in chat, they're surprised. They're like, I can't. Thank you for revealing this. Thank you for showing me what's going on in the trial. I didn't have the time to watch it. Multiple people are saying that. Thank you for showing all the stuff. No problem. I have no problem. I understand a lot of people have busy lives. I know that. You got kids, you got a job, you got family to feed, you got work to do. I get that. But do not listen to the media straight out, whatever. I don't care if it's a Fox News. I don't care if it's MSNBC. Definitely not them. Or CNN, or ABC or CBS. Watch multiple news to find out what's going on, all right? If something like this will happen again, we gotta look at the trials. We gotta look at the trials. Ahmaud Arbery, his trial, as that crazy as that gotten as a black man, and see all the things again. That's a sad story that happened. Michael Craig, sad story that happened. That the killers of those people should be in jail, and they should. So that's my point of saying that. But be careful of the media and what you follow, okay? Seriously, be careful. Enjoy. I should not be the person to show you this, but like the other guy said, it's weird that a guy in the pajamas, whatever, is telling on YouTube or what on all the other platform is telling you is more genuine than other people, man. But with that said, guys, again, thank you very much. There was an impromptu show. I got all my stuff put together so you guys could see what's going on. My heart and felt goes to all the family members who lost someone in this, except for those 3 jerks. But the people with the parade and all this stuff and everything, my heart goes out to them. It's sad to see what's going on. I pray that you guys have a good Thanksgiving. This is basically going to be the Thanksgiving show. We're not going to be a side chat, so catch us next week for, Straight No Chaser side chat and all that other stuff. So thank you guys out there for giving me your time, your ear, and everything. Evil comes in all shapes, color, creeds, height, gender, black, white. Whenever there was evil is evil. And remember, please, people are stupid, individuals smart. Please be that smart individual. All right? Y'all have a good night and a good Thanksgiving. Peace out.